One of the things you'll want to keep in mind is that when users sign into Lync, their contact lists are fully managed by them and they're stored in the database. So everything that I have in here is all particular to my backend database infrastructure. It's all saved in there. If I were to rehome this user on a different pool, this information wouldn't be there. If I was doing a disaster recovery of a server, depending on the sequence of things and how I'm restoring that SQL data, I might actually lose this information. So there's a utility out there that's available you can use to export and import these contacts either globally for everybody on a specific pool or on a user by user basis. So what I'm going to do here is I'm on this client, I'm signed in as Erica May, but I'm signed into the machine as the administrator because I want to be able to run the tools and do some other things on this machine. Let me bring up a command prompt. I'm going to map a drive back over to my Lync server where I've extracted the Lync server 2010 media. So I'm going to do just a push D Lync1/C $. On the root of that, I've got the LS 2010 folder. So I'm going to switch into that, into the support folder. So this would be the equivalent of the support folder on your Lync server DVD or in your Lync server media. So if we do a dir here, you can see that dbimp exp.exe, this is the command line utility. It's a carryover from OCS, but this is the one you use to do the imports and the exports. Now there's a bunch of different ways you can run this. So let's start off with something simple. I've already constructed a couple of commands. This first one here, I'm just going to copy and paste into the command prompt. This would do a single backup for an individual user. In this case, Erica May. We would run the utility and specify with a bunch of switches here what we want to do. The first switch is HR XML file. So this is going to be an XML file containing all of this user's contacts. I'm targeting my backend SQL Server database. RES type user/user:emay at interface-ttlabs.com. So based on all of this command line instructions, I'm only exporting this specific user's contacts. So let's go ahead and run this. And as you can see, that completed successfully. So 100% complete. We did one homed resource from the database. Now let's do this. Let's blow away all the contacts for this user. Let's say that there was some kind of disaster. Maybe we're recovering some servers later on and we've moved this user to another pool. I'm going to go ahead and delete all of these contacts. So now Erica has no contacts. And let's clear this screen. Now I've got another command that's very similar. The main difference is we're just using an import switch. So let's copy this one and paste it in. So you can see this time it's almost exactly the same command. The only one difference is /import. So basically just going back out to the XML file I just created in the previous step and just importing that information. So let's go ahead and run that. Okay, the import was successful. I'm not seeing anything here in the client, so let me sign out and sign back in. And there we go. Erica's contacts are fully restored because we just injected them back into the database. Now let's go out real quick here to that drive I mapped. So in the LS 2010 folder under support, there's a README file for this tool. Because you might want to do more than just a single user. You might want to do the entire pool. So if you click on exporting data here, here's a bunch of examples, starting with this one. This would be for a standard edition server, so a little different than what we're running. You don't have to specify the SQL server when you're doing the standard edition. So you're just running in this fashion here. This is the one that we did, except we did it for an individual user. If you wanted to back up the contacts for every single user on the front end pool, you could use this command here. So there's all kinds of examples in here, and depending on whether you're a front end pool or a standard edition server, there's all kinds of instructions in the README file. So again, this is in that same folder with the utility on the Lync server media in the support folder.